What's up guys, my name's TJ. I'm a licensed optician here at SportRx and I want to talk about the frame you see in front of you right here. This is the SportRx Olsen. Now before we get into the details of the frame, I want to talk a little bit about the development of the SportRx line of performance frames. It comes from the culmination of extensive athlete interviews, testing, sales data, and talking with customers to find out what they're getting or not getting out of certain frames, and then working around those details to construct something that is truly performance-based, that's going to stay with you when put to the test. So let's start off by talking about the frame material. So the Olsen is made of a plant-based, eco-friendly nylon. That means it's both extremely lightweight, durable, and flexible. Sometimes when you hear eco-friendly, you think you might be sacrificing performance or durability for that eco-consciousness. However, not the case with the Olsen. These are really going to withstand a lot of abuse and be able to keep up with you during your athletic endeavors. As you can see, it's a full 8-base wraparound design. What that means, it's providing ample coverage, especially along your periphery, and you get no frame obstruction when looking out of the corner of your eye. 8-base is also the most wrap that you can have in a sunglass. It's a semi-rimless design, meaning you get no frame obstruction at the bottom, and the lens tapers from deeper up to a little bit more shallow as it curves around the side of your head. What that does is help eliminate cheek contact, which can be a distraction when you're playing, and it also helps to whisk away moisture buildup that might compile at the bottom as you start to heat up and sweat, so that whisks away, giving you a nice, clean, fog-free viewing perspective. Now we went with a locking cam hinge over a standard barrel hinge. Why? Because they have a better tendency to lock into place whether open or closed. As I can demonstrate right now, when I move these around, you're noticing that they're not getting a whole lot of movement. That's because it is locked in the upright position, and you'll see that when you fold them down, they stop right there, meaning it prevents the tip of the temple coming into contact with the back side of the lens, preventing any additional scratching from taking place. Now onto my personal favorite feature, we're gonna talk about the temples. What makes them so special? Well, it has to do with the back half, because there's a metal wire core that runs again from the middle all the way to the end, allowing for full adjustability and customization when it comes to your fit. So if you're looking for more of a hug type of fit that wraps around the side of the head, you can bend these inward like so, give them the nice 3-point touch, 1, 2, 3. But if you want sort of that traditional locking behind the ear feel, just simply bend them down. And by the way, it doesn't have to be in this one position. You can start it up a little bit further if you like, or further back, but that creates that locking mechanism behind the ear, ensuring that they're not gonna fall forward. Some people like a little bit looser too, as it might be more compatible with a hat or a helmet, so you can straighten them out and give it more of a looser feel as well. Not only that, the back half of the temple is completely coated in rubber, which actually gets a little bit tackier when you start to heat up and sweat, ensuring that they're gonna stay in place and keep that optical alignment nice and centered. Now, when speaking to customers or athletes, we often hear about a multitude of pain points with their current eyewear. One being the amount of fog buildup that happens on the backside when they start to really excel and start to heat up. Another thing has to do with frame obstruction at the top. Sometimes people are looking for a completely rimless design, but those have a tendency to be fairly fragile. So when we designed the nose pad for the Olsen, we kept all of this in mind. What's really advantageous with this design is that it allows for full customization in regards to your personal fit. So if you're a cyclist and you start out in this position, but maybe you want to get a little bit more airflow, if you're experiencing some fogging, just grab the front of the chassis, move it back a little bit. It's gonna move the lens out just slightly to increase that airflow between the lens and your eye, effectively eliminating any moisture buildup on the backside of the lens. Alternatively, if you're a cyclist and you start in a sitting upright position, but down the line, you go into that aggressive aero position where you're a little bit more horizontal on the bike. You can pinch these together like so, and what that's gonna do is just move the frame up slightly so you're not looking through or past the top of that frame, which can obviously be a distraction, making it harder to spot hazards coming at you in the road. Now I'm gonna try these frames on in order to demonstrate the compatibility with hats, but it also works very well with a helmet, as I kind of mentioned before. And before I do, I'm gonna include the frame dimensions over here and my personal size and specs over here. That way you can get an idea for relative fit as it relates to you. So I'm gonna try these frames on. Now, right off the bat, you're gonna notice that it fits seamlessly between my ear, the hat, and the side of my head. No additional pressure points, but if you're experiencing that, you can adjust the temple just slightly so that it distributes some of that pressure along the length of the temple rather than in one spot. We also designed this frame with the intention of being worn with low brim hats that you can see demonstrated right here. You'll notice that as it curves around the head, it dips down slightly. So if you're wearing it with a hat, you like to wear that nice and low, even with a little bit of curvature, it's effectively eliminating any point of contact between the top of the frame and the hat's brim. Now the Olsen is available in 2 frame colors that you can see right here, a matte gray and a matte black, and it pairs with a plano, that is to say non-polarized, polarized gray, or our high contrast rose inferno lens that you can see right here. Now the best news, you can get the Olsen in prescription, and the range for that goes from a +2 to a -4 total power. If you have questions on what total power might mean, or to find out if your prescription will work with this frame, give us a call. We have licensed opticians standing by who would love to speak with you, or you can leave a comment below and we'll be sure to get back to you. You can get it in single vision or progressive, and you can even customize your lens from a multitude of different options: mirrors, tint, polarization, transition, pairings. But you can also get it in clear and match it with an AR, anti-reflective coating, anti-scratch, or even blue defense coatings. But if you want to take all the guesswork out of the equation, then check out our Sport Optimized lens collection. These are unique lens recipes we designed for specific athletes and environments in mind. So all in all, the Olsen was designed with a wide variety of athletes and activities in mind, from field and team sports to road-based activities. We mentioned cycling, or any activity where a wide breadth of view and coverage from the elements is essential to your performance. The goal with this design was total comfort and performance in mind, so that you forget they're even on your face and you can stay focused on the task at hand. So go to SportRx.com, check out the Olsen. If you have additional questions about its prescription capabilities or any other optical inquiry, give our opticians a call. They would love to speak with you. You can answer any and all of your questions. You can also leave a comment below or fire an email at us. If you want to see more of this type of content, click on the video that's popping up over here and look for us on social by our handle @SportRx. We'll see you next time.